the next installment of me creating my digital garden. This next session, and I have my water tonight. My next session will be about, minimizing my screens, will be about taking these wireframes. I've already added some initial baseline styles to the text styling, and I've added some content here to, well, some color palettes to start playing with my content and see what I can do with this look and feel of everything based off of this logo and excuse me, the identity that I started establishing here for typography and colors. And if you tuned in for the last stream, in my layouts, I was working on some typographical hierarchy and layouts, and I played a little bit with the designs yesterday and came up with something new and fancy. So, are you ready? Here you go. Here it is. We're getting fancy. So I've been playing around with different looks for the smallest viewport. And I think I'm going to settle on this look for now and use this work. This one looked a little bit too heavy for me, so I really like it, but I think I will leverage part of this for when I work on dark mode. I also built out the looks for all the viewport widths for the small viewports and the laptop viewports. So I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. And I'm going to continue on with taking this and start adding some of this into code. First, I'm going to start off with adding things. I'm first going to add some structure. So here's the site. And the site doesn't have much content in there. And so I'm going to start filling out some of this content. And if you notice, there is a font in here. What I have done here is, let me bring out my code. In my fonts. So in my code, what I have done, first I'm going to turn off some so you can see that. Let's get to my, this is, by the way, this is a, this will be a Gatsby app. So I already have a bunch of stuff scaffolded in here, and I'm going to, in my Gatsby browser JS file, I have imported my main CSS file, which contains just, imports some color variables, and it sets the background color and text color and the font family and some baseline font styling. What I'm going to do to show you how great it is, what you can do with Gatsby, is you can turn this off. And since I have hot reloading going over here, you'll see that now the fonts haven't loaded yet. But if I reactivate that style sheet in my Gatsby browser file, these CSS styles will be available throughout the site, which is pretty cool because I can add some baseline styling here and go to town without having to import a bunch of CSS files into a lot of the other pages. For example, in here, in my index.js file, I am importing emotion and the typography utilities. I don't even need these anymore, and I can get rid of this because I'm not going to add that extra style in there. I'm going to do the CSS in using CSS modules and combining that with Post CSS because I love using Post CSS. So I'm going to be using CSS right in here rather than importing a library, and hopefully it can keep the, my file size down by doing it that way. So what I've also done is in my index CSS file, that is going to be importing my CSS variables, which will exist here. Right now I have a baseline modular scale established here for some of the typography sizing for the headers, and I might use this also for things like margin and padding and other things like width. So if you've never heard of modular scale, take a look at everylayout.dev. Their site is pretty great. And there's also a couple good sites. They point to a few other good sites like modularscale.com, and there's a couple site generators where you can figure out what typographical scale you want to use on your site. I am using the perfect fifths typographical modular scale because I am basing my line height to 1.5, and that is important because a 1.5 line height is great for text readability. So I see, look at that, I'm paying attention. There's a viewer. Hello to whoever you are, viewer. I'm glad you're here. So I'm not sure when you jumped in, but as you can see, I am working on getting some baseline styling in here. I have some typography styles started, and what I can do here now that I have this style set up, and I also have some mixins in here, some post CSS mixins that have defined certain type styles that I want to use for headings and for body copy. I can use this. Everything is imported. Of course, my cat has to decide to climb his mammoth cat tree now at 9:56 p.m. because it is that time of night. Keeping me on track. Thank you, Thor. All right, so here we are with my text styles. And here is, whoops, let me get that open. Here is the page. This is my site. This is the designs that I have made for my site. This is a progression from the wireframes that I made last week. And I was playing with the colors and the styles. So I'm very excited, finally, to have a look and a feel that I will be taking and putting into my Gatsby site. So, but before I do that, I want to get the content that I have on these pages into the site, and then I'm going to work towards adding, maybe working on the header and the footer tonight, and then I'm going to progress to working through adding some of the link stylings, and then I'll go back in and add these header styles. And lastly, the most complex one is this style here, which is going to be a lot of SVGs to keep the file size small. And a lot of this layers is I'm going to be maybe using a little bit of grid magic here and some flexbox here, and then see how this works as the viewport gets wider. And it's going to be a good challenge to see how I can get this working. So back to the site. Here it is. Pretty bare bones. If now that I have added, if I do this and I turn this off and see if it pulls in my, really, Thor, bring in my properties as well. Actually, I am going to bring in typography instead here, and let's get that working. Watch this. Let's see. if this works. No, it didn't. Okay, so it does not like my mixins, which means I did not activate my CSS mixins. So I'm going to turn that off for now. And I'm going to figure that part out later. Instead, I'm going to go back in here, add some of those baseline styling back, just to keep everything going, and add the content in, and then I will read up on why my mixins are not working. I might have to look into my Gatsby config to see if maybe I might not have put in the right properties in here, so I'm gonna figure that out later. But for now, let's go back in and add some of the content in the site. So if I go side by side, that would make it easier. And I might probably going to open Figma up on the desktop because working in the browser with this file has been getting a little tough to work with, just because there, keeping my chat room open. I'm going to keep this, move this over. So I want the content because working in the desktop is faster. Grab that. That's going to be an H1. That's going to be a paragraph. These are going to be H2s. Going to have a list item of things. So first, we're going to have H1. We don't need this part here. And then I'm going to grab, we have this, and update the content. Thank you, prettier. Talk about other things. And we'll double check a couple things. So in here, we have some recent talks, podcasts, and streams. And for now, what I did, Julia Childed this a bit. And I made close my test files. In my data file, I made some data that I'm going to put in for each of these. I have some images and some alt text for the alt attributes that will go for each of these, and I'm going to map over them. So I'm going to grab this data, and I'm going to grab recent speaking. So let's get that stuff in here. So this would be an H2. That's featured post. This is featured talks. So let's do another map. And we're going to import data, actually, also. Data, all MDX. And how do I want to do this? I'm going to how did I do this on another page? I did this over all my templates. I did this in my, I did it here. So I'm going to grab, what is that data I did? I did it on the index page. I thought I did. Oh wait, I did it on the components page. This is just reminding me of how I did this. So in my layout page, I'm going to import my data, and I'm going to call it something else. So let's import, I'll clean this up later, import data as something else, because I don't want to conflict with the data as no, that's a horrible name. You know what? I'm just going to try it this way and see if it works. Goes back up, goes up a level. 2 levels. It is from data. Double checking. So when I ported this up, 1 level up, 2 levels up, 2 levels down. Yeah. Oh, because of the as. Hello. Import data from data. And this one I destructured to define all MDX. And actually, I am going to rename it because I figure this is going to get funky if I don't do that. So data as, I'm still going to call it local data for now, from, okay, sure. Let's try it out. Whatever. So this would be, this is data. Yeah. So I'm going to bring that in. And then this one, the data is, I still think it's going to conflict. This is what you do when you code at 10 p.m. Import recent speaking is data. And also, could do the same for recent posts, but those are the featured posts that I want, which are, I'm pulling that in from MDX. So const recent speaking equals data. And then we want to do like in here, that one will go below it just to have it. So we're going to take data recent speaking dot map talk. Sure. Speak. Return, actually, let's return, let's do the same thing. It's because it's JSX. Hello. There we go. Come on. I want to take an unordered list and then a list item like this. And we're also going to, did I put an ID in here? No, I am going to take, you know what? I'm going to make one because I don't, because the name is really, hello, take all the stuff. Watch me mess with my data. ID. Talk. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. And then I will make them unique in a second. One, two, three, four. Because we want a key. And I don't want a key that's like so long here. All right. So, Meek. And here, I'm going to take that speak ID, and then I'm going to, it is a list of images, but I don't need it to be, it is a link, but inside that link will be an image. But this is none of these are router links, so I am going to not use a router link. I am going to use a standard link. Okay, href equals that. And then I'm also going to do an image in here, source equals, this could go horribly wrong, but we're going to find out. This is not standard HTML, this is JSX, source and alt equals that. So what we're going to do here is speak, hey, speak link, image. So image and name and, okay. So href is going to go to the speak link. Image source is going to be speak image. Alt is going to be speak name. And did I want the event? No, I don't want that because we are just using this. Now let's see what broke, because that's the most fun part, right? Okay. Where did my file go? Where did my code go? Isn't that nice? Isn't that special? Hey, come back, Chrome, come back. Chrome. Failed to compile. Okay. Notice not defined. Okay, did something wrong? Let me look at my stuff. Oh, I don't need this. Okay, so that worked, even though it's not showing the images. That's cool. At least I have the content in there, and that's cool because I might have to do the images. I'm probably going to have to do, oh, a Gatsby image, I bet, there. Yes, I will have to do a Gatsby image there, and that will be better. And I want to do that. I did that on a separate page. I did that on my About page, and I want to grab that because I don't want to look things up today. So I'm going to import the image from Gatsby image, and then I'm going to use the image in there. And let's see if I break this. Okay. So, because I'm not querying something. Remember your Gatsby image. I believe you can actually grab something from the static images, but I could also grab something. If I wanted to from Cloudinary, but I'm not going to do that tonight. But let's see what we can do here. I wonder, wait a minute, let me look at my data again. Those are the links, but you know what? That's my Jamstack. Oh, I need to do, of course. I bet you I need to do image, double check the name, speak image, speak name. Oh, how do we do this in Gatsby again? Oh, wait. You know what? I am going to open up I'm opening up another folder because I've been playing with my 100 Days of Gatsby, and that's how I learned how to use Gatsby image. And I'm going to look at things. And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open up the file, and I'm going to remember how I did it. So what I did in some of these is featured image fluid. This is when you were still doing a fluid image, but I wanted to do something that was part of, I did it in here. I did a the image gallery, but that was in Cloudinary. And I could do it that way. I literally could do it that way of like doing things in Cloudinary just to get things in. And if I do that, for grins, if I log in to my Cloudinary account on a different thing, let me see, all my image resources. I'm just grabbing the URL for my assets here, and okay, let's bring this over. Okay, so let's move this into one of the tabs, because why not have another tab open? Don't you like to have many tabs? I love to have many tabs open. Are you entertained? Okay, so let's grab, it's interesting how many times it adds things, but I'm not even going to ask why. So let's, for grins, this one here, let's see if I can grab, copy the URL. Now what if I had this URL? What if I just do the source, just like this, just from like faking data, like what if I took this one, for grins, does it do anything? It does. That is awesome. So that's great. It takes things, of course, I have to optimize things. I could also do another way of like, because I have these images locally, I could use Gatsby image, but right now I'm grabbing images from a data thing rather than going through a GraphQL query, where I could technically do a GraphQL query on this page. And if I did a GraphQL query on that page, it's like I'd want to it's like I'd literally, well, I'd want to, I'm not sure how GraphQL works that way. It's like I'd want to, I don't know if that's overly complex, if you have fake data, well, not fake data, but if you have like a data object in one file with the name and the event and everything else, but you're doing a GraphQL query for the images through GraphQL, are you doing a query, grabbing it, taking those images, and doing some sort of, like, hey, grab this thing if you find it from this query and pop it into this map? That could be a little too complex. But what I'm going to do is, what is the scaling is, I want to know the scaling of the auto scaling, because at least I want to get that part in. Let's see if I can get that part in first. It's a little bit of a messy way to get things in, but at least we'll get them in. What was the way you did it? Oh, I did it in one of my MDX files. That's right. I think I did in one of these files. There's like a width and height auto. Let's go to the Gatsby docs. Let's do that instead. Okay, so Gatsby JS Cloudinary. That's what I want. So I want this because the docs are really good here. There it is, F auto and Q auto. Because here, like, you could query Cloudinary images through static queries in GraphQL. I could do that. I could do 4 of them at once. Do I really want to do that? I could. I could also do the Gatsby transformer Cloudinary because I have that already. Set up here, but also the file name of, you're always just doing one file name. I want to do multiple files at once. Auto scale Cloudinary image. There it is. It's width auto, height auto, I believe. Right? Let's go back. The back button. F auto, Q auto. So it's F auto, Q auto, and that would be like, okay, F underscore auto, Q underscore auto. So we're going to do that for now, at least to get it in there. And where does it go in the image? In between the name, right? That's image upload. Cloud name, resource type, transformations, verbose, format. So there. Okay, so upload. It's still the same thing. So F. And let's try it. Let's try it. So come on, brain, come back to me. F auto, Q auto. Okay. F auto, comma, Q auto, spelling, slash. Does it work? Does it break? Does it work? Does it break? Broke. Yep, it broke. That's fine. There has to be a different way to do that. But I could also change and name transformations. Oh, wait a minute. What are the other transformations that you get in here? There are ones that come by default. View sample. Okay, so if we do it like that, and if we do that here, I mean, is it transforming it on the fly? Hello? Open the puppy. There you go. So if in here, so that's where it was, because of that version, you had to have it in the cloud. So let's try it this way. I put it in the wrong location. I put it here versus here. So let's try that again. Now let's try that and let's see what it does. Nothing. Well, for now, I don't need to upload it. What does, we don't need all MDX right now. I need, I don't need to transform, I just want to grab stuff. Public ID equals query, cloudinary image, public ID equals this. Okay, so query, cloudinary media, public ID equals KathleenMcMahon.dev. Let's try it that way. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. First, I want something max of 800 for now. Refresh preview. Oh. Okay. Okay, now what can I do with it? So if I grab this, will it work? Or will it barf on me? It will work. Okay. So if I want that, I mean, well, that's cute. It's interesting how I wanted to, can you scale? Format. Can you format? Corner radius. No. How about I want to view the derived images. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I'm not sure if I like that. Actually, the max size that I want this thing to be is, I want it to be, the max size I want that puppy to be anyway, no matter what I do, will be like, it's 555 pixels and that's 660, like 556 pixels. That's what I want, the max size. Let's go back to, close that. I want to do 556 pixels. Fit. How about fit? Sure, let's try that. Let's see what it does. What will it do? Because that's the max size I want, but yeah, does not like that. Refresh the preview. Oh, scale it. Let's try that. Just get one thing to work. It's interesting. It's interesting how it crops things in weird ways like that. So I got to play with the images better because I don't want to pop them in the static folder because that's, I mean, I could do that. I do want to, I mean, I would like to play with Gatsby image, but I just don't want to query things right now. But I could. Like, I could do like, you could do like all image sharp. Node ID, parent sizes, children, fluid, source. See, I mean, here's the thing. Here's some of the stuff, and then I could do, I mean, these are the static folders. If I wanted to grab it that way, I don't know if I want to do it that way though. You could. What about the original? The original source. Look at that. Where are these statics folders coming from? Other than like the build. Fixed fluid. All right, if I go back to my lessons, and how I did this in my 100 Days of Gatsby, I did one of these in my About page, I believe. I did a fixed width there, but I also did one with a fluid width. But where did I do that one? Not here. I didn't there, but maybe. So I did Gatsby remark images, but it was still a, yeah, I will do that later. Thanks. That's for MDX. I don't want to do it there. I just want to grab it and put it in. I just don't want to do a query. I don't feel like doing a query tonight because I'm being stubborn. I am being stubborn. Okay, so for now, I want it to be smaller. I want things to get smaller. Transformations. Scale with 824, C scale. See, if I edit this, scale, save. Well, can I edit it? So maybe, I don't want to crop it though. There's the thing. Change and named transformations. I don't want to crop. Let's look at the names, the type of the transformations first. Transformations, transformation parameters. Okay, the image upload, secure URLs, upload private authenticated multi-text list. I don't want to crop. Why can't it, why couldn't that work? Why couldn't you do like, why couldn't you do, why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? Maybe because I have to do the height as well. No, does not like that. Because it's not, it's Q auto. That's why. Oh, read. Fetch formats, resizing and cropping. Width. Maintain the aspect ratio, just width. Auto. Height auto. Maintains, oh, let's try that. C sale, C width auto, and then crop by just scaling. Let's see if that works. And then I can start manipulating things. Let's see if that works. No, it does not. It does not. Okay. How else can we do this? Takes up space without bounding out the time of the gift and the width. Retained. Limit. Fit. Fill. Pad. I don't need padding. What if I do width? Let's try that. So I'm just going to go into that rabbit hole. I'm just going to go into that rabbit hole, apparently. Sure. And then, while I'm at it, I'm going to inspect this to see actually what's the computed size. It's 556. All right, so if we're going to do that, and if we're going to get this 320 minus 56 is like 200 and it's not. What is the padding that I have? So I did here 48, so that's 96. So 96 minus, like, why is it 48 margin? Am I at the right? Oh, that's why, because I'm at the wrong thing. Okay. 28, that's 56. So 320 minus 56 is 270, 264. Okay, so 264. Since I want something that's just going to be, I want that just to hang out at a certain width for now. Yes, because I'm going to be at least getting things going. I just want things in there for now until I make it nicer. So, fine. Back to the library. I'm just going to grab things and just get it in there. And then we'll transfer other things later because I don't want to deal with the rest. So I'm going to copy this URL. So fine. Fine. And we'll go back in and let's grab this one. Nope, not that one. This one. And I want the fourth one. This one. Okay, so then, just for grins, I'm going to do it this way just to get everything scaffolded up. And then I'm going to find, I want this. So we put things after the upload. Smoothly inclusive, accessibility, design system MDX, and then we need to have this one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to grab this. I might reorder these. I think I will. Because why not make it more complex than it is at the moment? So I want this one to be first. And then this one to be here. And much better, except for that one in the middle. Double check. Oh, because, oh, God, Kathleen. Okay. I love multiple undos. Actually, I'm going to go back in and I'll find it. That one's right. That one's not going to be right. That one's right. Okay, so if I do it that way, and I know, okay. All right. Let's get back to it. Okay, now I got my links where they should be. And voila. So we have everything in, we have the first content in there. So at least that is there. That is good. That is there. We don't need that. I will need that later. I will need that later. Cool. While I'm here, I don't need this one. Double check. Good, that's all in there, and just because I can, back. That image quality is crap. I will have to fix that later, but I don't care right now because it's in there. It is in there. 1 hour later, I am agonizing over images. Rad. Okay, so since that's there, I'm gonna add this to GitHub. Home page content. Push. Hey. Oh well, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll fix that later because I committed on the wrong repository. All right, let's try this again. So I'm basically just trying to add things. Okay, so now saving my place. I'm going to start this back up again. And while it's at it, I'm going to double check. Okay, so I have the content in here. Let me add, double check. There's been like this little stink bug that's been hanging out today near my monitor because it's so glorious to hang out here. I could fake content there, but I'm not going to do it right now. At least I have stuff in there. Have it published? Yes, we have the published. We have a featured post at least. We'll have the browser writing. I will add, I believe, a footer. We'll add a footer. Everything's working. Oh, let's, still building. Well, that's nice, Gatsby. Okay, so, yes, we have things that are defined without fallbacks, but I will have fallbacks later. All right, so ignore all the warnings. Here we are. We have stuff. Okay, cool. Now, I want more content. And I want the content from, so the header, I have the 3. I might want to have a skip to main in there in that header. I also want to have a footer. So let's go work on that. Let's work on the headers and the footers. While I'm there, double check a couple things. I don't need the horizontal rule for now. No, I don't need that there. But I do need it here. Because I will need that eventually. Down. I don't need it there. I don't need there at all. I do. I put one in there. That was my selected design. Which in there we don't need to have. Show the gutters. So, okay, we have structure. So let's go back in and add headers and footers. And I did that in the layout. So, we have the link there. I'm going to have, we'll have the logo. We'll also have a href equals We're going to call it main content. Spelling it. Skip to main. So that will be there. Good. We'll have a skip to main. We'll have our logo. I will double check the source order, how I want to have this, because yeah, I want this to happen first. I want this to happen first, so this should be first in the source order. We have this, double check. Anything else? No, so that's good for now. I can add the logo later. I just want to get the content in there for now. And in the footer, we have, well, it's not really a list item, but it is a list item of things because I want for screen readers, since it's going to be 3, you know, I'm going to do it in my data again because I like that. Do I have a footer nav? Don't. Okay. So we are going to grab primary nav and we're going to do a footer nav so I can map again. Because this is really cool. Footer nav. Name. Resource 11. Resource 11 again. And accessibility statement. I also will want, I want an icon. I want an icon. Twitter. And I know there's going to be, I'm going to be using font awesome, so icon, GitHub, and I know there's probably a better way to figure that out, and I will later. And the link is, yes. Same here, but for GitHub, and then here, I gotta figure this out. For now, I'm gonna do this because I have to figure out where I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a page, I'm gonna do a GitHub issue or something. I'll find that out. So we'll figure that out later. And let's double check one thing over here. It is GitHub and then Twitter. Okay. Yes. Let's reorder that. Okay. Now, how do I want to do this? I'll bring in the icons later, but for now, I'm just going to map the name and the link. And I'm going to map the key over. Also, I want I want an ARIA label because both of those names are the same. Contact me on space Twitter or GitHub, because again, GitHub profile, see my profile, view my, contact me on Twitter. There we go. So that is good for some stuff. So I'm going to have a name, a link, an icon, an ARIA label. So back to my layout. Footer nav. Footer nav. The nav, and we're not going to key in the name, we're going to do the icon for, and then A, oops, href. A. All right, so let's grab that. Okay. Const primary nav and footer nav. Let's destructure that. Is data. There we go. Nav icon. The name is going to go to the link, and it's going to be the name and label equals. And we don't have to camel case ARIA label and JSX because it is a known property, I believe. Yes. Nav ARIA label. Let's try that. The links, the links, the links. And this is a footer. And also, we're going to call this the copyright in there. And now we have a footer, which is awesome. Footer content. Cool. And I also have to make sure that we are skipping to the actual main content. So if we skips ID equals main content. Well, that's awesome. That works. That's cool. Cool. We have a skip link going. We have our content in our footer, content in our stuff. Cool. Now, let's see. All right, let's add some more content. So we have general scaffolding, at least 1 out of the 3 right now, because I already have it filtered. So I only have a few of these. I only have 1 post that's featured right now. I will have 3. But I'm going to grab the content for some of these. Yes, for these pages. And then I will call it a night before I start adding in like the styling. So I just want to get the content in. Let's stay focused on that. So here I'm going to go to the About page. So in the About page, we have an H1, we have a paragraph, which is going to be, that's going to be an intro. These are going to be the intro paragraphs. Well, wow, it's going to be really lots of stuff. And it's an H2 with a paragraph, another H2 with a paragraph, a list of links again, so we'll fake some more data there, and a contact page, and some cards. But this part here, I might add in later, so I might skip for now right to the social links and the contact because, well, I could add these in, but they're older portfolio sites. And who wants to see my old WordPress site? Not me. Okay, so we have what I do. What I do. I don't need that for now, so I'll take it out later. Okay, and well, this is nice. I think I might add that back to my About Me page on my other stuff. So featured posts. We don't want featured posts. We want, close that, minimize that. My portfolio, we're going to put it in. We're going to have that one. Yeah. Actually, we already have the sign up form. So, my portfolios. Literally could like break that out into things. So we can do P. I've done. And then here we're gonna have like, good Lord, it's gonna be a card. So actually, let's have it blow up a bit. Let's put some stuff in here. Let's move it in there. And we're also going to have some named exports. And let's grab one of these because I like not repeating myself too much. For now, this is a card. And You know what? For grins, let's get some stuff in there. Sure. Sure. Wow, let's do it for pixels for now, and then we'll actually we're not gonna do that because we're gonna use Flexbox for that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's do that. I'm gonna use some CSS modules. I'll do some of that, and then let's do some named exports. So that way I don't have to do import card from card slash component slash card slash card. I can do component slash card. It's make it an easier way to import some stuff. Okay, so let's go to about. Let's watch it blow up. Yep, file naming. Yes, not successful. How dare you? Okay. Export cons card. Da 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 da. Okay, so if I do this in about. There we go. Okay, so now that we have that, we have a really obnoxious card. Is there a light gray? There is. So we have a card, which is nice. And this is cool. So I could put in some cards if I want to here. And because of that, what's nice about that is I can either do it this way with some blocks and then decide how I want to structure things later. But for now, I have a couple cards. And that works. And I love that everything has spacing in here. And the reason why we have spacing like this, from what I believe, is what set up in our styles is I don't know, I can't remember if I added this in. I did, right here. So everything will have some padding and some margin. Everything in this width sidebar container, which is this whole container here, because of the magic of that one CSS selector that I grabbed from everlayout.dev. So Andy Bell and Hayden Pickering have done some great work on making CSS structure a lot more straightforward to put into your site, make it a lot more modular, which is great. So here I am. I have stuff there, my portfolios. I need a social links and I need a contact page. And the contact page, I already have it as a component for now. And so in that contact sign up form somewhere, I know I have it. Where's my sign up form? Oh, this contact form. That's why. Did I not name it contact form? Well, all right. That's really weird. Okay. But send message. It's not going to be submit. Send message. And in our about page, it's contact form. Magical how React does things sometimes. Cool. All right. So I need a social links. And let's just add some things in here. Here, what I want, I do want another list, because later I can use like the column, I can use CSS column properties right here, and that could be nice. So, yet one more list. In my, wait for it, my data file. Footer nav, recent speaking, past talks. Let's get to social links. Okay, so it would be name, link, and icon. And I think for here, I will not, I don't think I'll need ARIA labels for this one. Okay, so isn't this fun watching me edit data? I thought you'd like that. Okay. Add our stuff. I believe it's Twitch TV. All right, so now if we have that, we need to map it. So okay. So now we're here. We need to start importing data again. So I'm going to import the data again. And we're still at the same absolute path. So let's do that. And const destructure that. Define the data. Now let's grab here. Okay, so we have the name this time. And for now, we are going to do, we're going to put a span. And we're going to put here, for now, just put the icon name in the span next to the link. And I don't need an ARIA label. And the name. That should work. CSS not defined. Of course not, because we're not using it. So let's grab that again. Cool. That works. For now, that'll work. Anything I'm missing for this page? Horizontal rule there, horizontal rule there. Okay. All right. All right, so that's working. Okay. Start it back up and next page. I might take I think I will probably take this part of it out eventually, but not right now. Not right now, because I want to keep most of the class names like pretty, use the base typography anyway, so I don't need to abstract this up yet, but I may. Okay, so speak. Okay, so I have that, and then I have that. Oh, guess what? Guess we're going to do some more data stuff here. So, bring in that data again. I think for now we're going to do a list item, more list items, then we're going to abstract these up into cards. Okay. So, yeah. I'm going to grab another one of these. Put it down here for now. Then I'm going to look at, let me look at my data again. Now I could filter them. I could also do a nested thing, and I don't think I want to say, I have this, so I have a data object here where I have the event name, the year, the date, location, URLs, talk name, and the talk URL. So I could pass in, I could do 3 filters. I could do like, bring in the data and have 3 variables where it has splits out the object into 2018, 19, and 20, and then do 3 maps. That could be the fastest way to do this for now, and then figure out how to optimize it further from there. I think I will do that. All right. Past talks and upcoming talks. Okay. So, I don't need that. I don't need that right now. Don't need that right now. I need speak. So, const past talks, upcoming talks equals data. Past and upcoming, right? Past and upcoming. Okay, so if we're going to do that, we're going to close the CSS for now because there's just too many files open at once. All right, so const 2018 talks. All right, does not like how I do that. Equals past talks, filter, talk, return, talk, event, year. Love key bindings. Equals 2001-18. Yeah. Past talks, filter, talk, return, talk, event year, 2019. Fine, prettier. $120. And then future talks. Upcoming talks doesn't need to have a filter. Cool. All right, so now that we have that for neatness, I don't know why it did it that way, but okay, prettier. So we'll do one for here. And then we're going to do one for here. Actually, let's do it first. Upcoming talks. Upcoming. But let's put that in a separate size so I can see it. Close that out. Some more space. Whoever my one viewer is, I am sure you are so entertained right now. So what I want is I want the date and I want the location. The key is the event. Well, how about event? We're going to call it, we're going to do talks. Now we'll still do it this way. Okay, so event date. Sure, I'll just name it the event, I guess. And we want the event URL and event name. And we also want event upcoming event date. And then the event upcoming event location. And of course, the event date, I will do like a format later on. Perhaps, or something, because that could be fun. And then, for these ones, Talks 2020. Hey. Okay. 2020. We'll call this talk. So for the talk, sure, we'll have the event, and then underneath it, we're going to have the event location. We have the event date, talk name, Oops. Name. Talk URL. We don't care about that part right now. And so we're going to do this for 2019 and 2018. And see what we get. Boom. Well, part of it is I got to check my data. So that worked, but if I look, I bet, at my stuff, it's probably like, what the heck did you do with your data? Here, I also want to console log, console log, talk 2018 R. So let's see if any data comes in. Because that worked, but the other one didn't. So let's find out why. Each guide should have a need, right? Of layout. Each child should have a unique key in the layout. Okay, so let's check the random method, which has nothing to do with this other one. There's a key. Those are unique as well. You are lying to me. Lies. Key. There's the key. No problems detected in the workspace so far. There's a key over there. And the names are unique. Oh, that's why. Because those are not unique. So we're going to have to do it by we're going to have to call it by the link name. I don't. It's gross, but fine. That's going to get rid of one thing. But where's my stuff? Where's my friggin' data? Let's fold it in. Primary nav, footer nav, recent speaking, past talks. Past talks. Talk, event year. Oh, maybe because they have to be a string and not a number, because it's a JSON object. And I was trying to having the talk, it was checking for equivalence of for 2020, which is a number, but over here it's a string. So obviously that would fail. So now we better have, yes, we have data. Woohoo! Okay. JavaScript object notation. It's in string format. Can't put numbers in there. Okay, so we have content. And this looks nice. Eventually I'm going to make a card because it's kind of fun. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to make a card and pass in. It still could be an unordered list of cards, but through there, that card could take in props for each of these things into the component. And what's nice about that is I can abstract that out. Instead of having these three things in here, I could have like a list of cards or something like that, a nice little component that I could pop into here, and it can accept props later on. But that will work once I have a nice style going there, because these three are repeatable, so it would make sense to have, some sort of component that could be abstracted away for these three things. But what I'm going to do for now, commit this. And then get to the last couple pages and then be done, because as usual, I cannot do a stream that is less than 2 hours apparently. It'd be nice if I can, get away from this, but I love this project so much. All right. So while that does that, what's kind of nice about this is I think I might have already had this page done, which should be pretty rad. This could make me pretty excited. I can't wait to get the polish in here. But I think the polish will happen once I figure out that painful image handling. I want the image to handle so they scale up for like this size and then scale up. And I think that's going to be the hardest part of this whole thing, is figuring out how to get the images to do what I want it to do. So that will be my goal, is to figure that out. Anyhow, staying back on track. We have a title, the published, and the thing. So we have, let's take a look at our page. Title, published, and the thing. Great. And let's see, do I have all the content? We are good here. I just happen to only be showing one piece of content there. So Gonna move on to this one and double check that I have everything. This was definitely an example. Have that. Oh, I think I'm missing a horizontal rule. A couple places, and then da 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 da. Yeah, I did that. Oh, that's interesting. What happened there? Somehow that got messed up. Figure that out. But okay, so I need a horizontal rule there and there and there in case. So let's look. Don't need it there. So I need one there. And then upcoming and past. And then one for my that first post. Can you imagine that? I've got a lot of posts, but that's the one that I have. Okay. Add that in MDX, because MDX is awesome. All right. Horizontal rule there. Cool. And here, yes. And here, yes. I might get rid of that one. No, it might look okay once we get in there. But yeah, that's going to be, yeah, this is going to look really nice. Okay, so I have the content in there, so once I figure out this image thing, I'm ready to get all the rest of this polish in there, and it's gonna look pretty great, because I have some components built, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty nice. So completes content scaffold. All right, so that completes tonight's marathon session of looking at this beautiful design and getting really excited about doing it, but starting with just scaffolding the content in there, so at least we have content ready to go. So I'm excited, and I hope you will be too once you see the finished product. So thank you again for coming to watch my stream, and stay tuned for the next episode of my Twitch stream, where I will be continuing with working on my digital garden. Have a good night.